Hi guys, Dana Lee here with RealFit.tv, and this week I'm talking about nutrition labels, nutrition facts versus ingredients, and it can be a very confusing topic. I can understand why it's confusing because they don't give you all the information in the nutrition facts. They're not giving you all the facts. The ingredients are really a more important component when deciding whether or not you're going to eat a food. I had a good friend of mine text me a picture of something that she was drinking, and she texted me the nutrition facts, and she's like, "Is this good for me?" And I was like, I can't tell you that. I can't make that decision. You're sending me the wrong part of the label. Take a picture of the ingredients and then send it over to me, and I'll let you know what I think. Well, sure enough, you know, on the nutrition facts, it's low fat, low sugar, all, you know, seems to appear to be healthy. And then of course the ingredient list is like this long and a bunch of things I can't pronounce, and I'd have to do research on and, you know, figure out, because they keep changing the names of things so they can sneak ingredients into your food without you realizing what it is. Like they've come up with, oh, I don't know, 12 different names for high fructose corn syrup. So, you know, so that's a little scary. So I really try to keep it very, very basic and look at the ingredient list first to see if that's something that I really want to put in my body. And I try to keep it minimal ingredients. Or if there is a long list of ingredients and maybe there's some spices and, you know, some other foods in, like, for example, in a package at Trader Joe's where it's a bunch of it's like a vegetable medley or something. Okay, so maybe there's 10 different things in there, but there are things that I can recognize what they are. And I opt for organic as much as possible, just for, you know, less of a chance of GMO and less of a chance of pesticides and toxins. Plus, I'd like to support sustainable farming and those farmers, organic farming, as much as possible. So I do that purchase. I make that purchase for several reasons. So I have an example here right in front of me. Now, doesn't matter if you consume dairy or you don't. I'm just using this as a teaching tool. It really can be any products. So I have organic half and half in front of me, and I also have this light cream that is just store brand. Okay. So I understand, okay, there's a little difference between half and half and light cream. To be honest, I don't even really know what it is because they both have milk and cream in them. The difference is light cream has disodium phosphate, sodium citrate, and dextrose. So anything with an ose in it is sugar. Dextrose, fructose, glucose, sucrose, you get the idea. That's all sugar. So this is a form of sugar. And, you know, so there's a question that came across in our private Facebook group and Real Results membership. And one of our members was asking about, well, how do I know in a yogurt, for example, what's the natural sugar and then what's the added sugar? And that's why I always go to the ingredient list first, because if you look in the nutrition facts, it says that there's less than 1 gram of sugar, right? And it's 1 tablespoon, so it's a very small portion. But if you look in the ingredients, they added sugar. So if you look at this half and half, the ingredients are organic grade A milk and organic cream, and that's it. So now what's interesting, you look at the sugar content and it says 1, but the serving size is 2 tablespoons. So it says less than a gram. I mean, it could be like, you know, 0.9 or something like that, and they'll put less than a gram. So you have 2 tablespoons, you have equal size of these, 2 tablespoons of each. You could be consuming pretty much about like 2 grams of sugar versus the 1 gram of sugar in here. Okay, so it's pretty sneaky. But I mean, this is on a small scale. You're like, okay, a gram of sugar, right? Okay, we want to stay under 100 grams of sugar a day if possible, or 100 grams of carbs, which is like the simple sugars, the stuff that's not really going to have much nutritional value. And that's how we can perform better and feel better and have optimal health. So those, okay, let's take that on a bigger scale. Maybe it is the yogurt you're looking at, and then you see some sort of os added to it. So then you'll know, so with this is the natural sugar. The organic is the natural sugar that's just found in milk, and this is added. So anything you see in like high fructose corn syrup and brown rice syrup and organic sugar, and you know, because that might justify that you feel better consuming it because it's organic, but sugar is sugar, and it really doesn't benefit our body. Pure sugar. So we want to just be mindful of the ingredients. So I'm really suggest step number one when you're picking up a product off a shelf in the grocery store is to look at the ingredient list first and think, do I want to put that in my body? And also understand that there's some ingredients that are added that could inhibit your fat loss and could deplete nutrients and even cause some like with the artificial sweeteners, cause you to crave more sweet. So there's more to be said for some of these added ingredients that we don't understand. The truth is we really don't understand them, and they could be holding you back from success. So again, I believe in the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you do the best you can. You know, and then, you know, like for example, I'm gonna be away this weekend, and you know what? Whatever's in the hotel, I'm gonna, you know, I bring some snacks with me, I do the best I can, but I like my coffee. So depending on what they have in the hotel, I might end up consuming something like this. I'm not gonna be a total freak, but I am mindful of it when I have it in front of me and I could take a look and then make a better decision. So I hope that helps you a little bit clarify between ingredients versus the nutrition label, because the nutrition facts really aren't giving you all the facts. You know, the fat is, I want to know what kind of fat it is. The sugar, I want to know, is there added sugar or is it naturally in the product? So I only had these two to show you because I'm at my studio and I don't really eat that much packaged things. So all I have in my fridge right now is like, I've got some chicken and broccoli that I cooked up over the weekend. I've got that I'm going to drizzle with olive oil. I have some tomatoes and cucumbers that I'm going to cut up an avocado and mix that in. I don't eat too many things. I also have some nuts. I have macadamia nuts in a little baggie, and I have my cashews in a little baggie, about a quarter cup of each. So there really isn't much ingredients in any of those one things. Like, you know, you look on the bag, on a bag of nuts, and you know, if it's walnuts, well, the fat is from the walnut. You know, sometimes they add a little bit of extra oil, but usually, you know, I want to look for in my ingredients in nuts that I buy, nuts and salt. Or, you know, sometimes unsalted, but I eat salted nuts. So it's very basic. I look at the ingredients first. And I might look at the serving size. Like I do measure out a quarter of a cup of nuts because you really can go overboard if you're just eating it out of a bag. But other than that, I really make my decisions based on the ingredients and eating whole food and real food. So for yogurt, I'm just going to add in my own berries. I'm going to buy plain yogurt, full fat plain yogurt, and add in my own mix, whether it's blueberries or raspberries and then maybe some slivered almonds, or, you know, I mix it up, or maybe even chia seeds. I make my own because I really don't like all the added shit that they put in my food. I don't want it. I don't want it in my body. So that's how I make my decisions, and I hope that helped you. If you got any more questions about nutrition labels or ingredients, feel free to post the questions and comments below this video, of course, but I recommend that you take an ingredient, and I've done this in a TidBit video about how to like cut out your sugar cravings. Take an ingredient and research it. Do some work, research it. What is it? What is it exactly? And then you can determine, is that something that you really want to put in your body? And don't just look at the first page in Google either, because you always have to be careful who's funding the reports about the ingredients, because obviously there are companies that want to protect so they can continue using the cheap, crappy ingredients in their food because it increases their profit margin. So just be a good researcher and be an advocate for your own health. Take charge of your own decisions, and you make the decision if you want to put certain ingredients in your body versus not. So I am not a fan of counting calories. I don't really, I'm mindful of the macronutrients, but I go based more on how I feel. All right, so that wraps it up for this week's little lesson. So post your questions below the video. If you want awesome workouts sent to your inbox on a weekly basis and you're bored as hell with the content that's out there and you want fun kickboxing combinations and step moves and really fun playlists to your cycling at home, and you want to continue to build strength and have creative moves and challenging stuff, well, I got good news for you. You can join the Real Results membership as part of realfit.tv. Just upgrade or join by hitting the join now button right at the top, and just choose option 2 or 3 on that join page, and that will get you in and get you access to all the new videos, along with our private Facebook group, which is awesome because we really share a lot of great conversation and resources on that page. So I'm really happy to do some one-on-one coaching there and really help the members get clearer answers like these. Okay, so I hope to see you there, and until next time, I'm Dana Lee. Bye!